Hello beautiful geeks, how's everybody doing today? It is that time of the week when we talk about Samurai Jack. And today we have Season 5, Episode 5, review and breakdown. Let's get right to it and see what we've got. Watcha! Hello everybody, how is everybody doing today? I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, afternoon, evening, good night, dream, whatever. If I'm in your dreams, good, I'm doing something right. With that said, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I think you know me by now, but just in case, my name is Lewis, and I'm going to be breaking down this episode of Samurai Jack, examining what the heck happened in that episode and what now, especially with that ending. But hey, spoiler alert are in order. Do not forget, we're going to be talking about this episode. So if you have not seen it, click away, come back later. Okay? Okay? Good. So I will start off by saying that I'm not really sure where to put this episode in the category of how good or how bad it was. Because I feel like it was good, but at the same time it was a little But I still haven't figured out why myself. But I'm going to try my best to explain myself. One of the best parts of this episode has to be the beginning, obviously. At the beginning of this episode, we see a very familiar face, which is my good man, the Scotsman over here. He's now older, he's in a wheelchair, he has a really cool army behind him. That's how the episode opens. There's an army coming to attack Aku's fortress, and we see that the one leading the army is the Scotsman. So, awesome, great opening already. You have me hooked. So Aku is there chilling, you know, he's not doing anything. I guess he just sits now, waiting for Jack to strike, or I don't know, he just sits. Seriously, he's just sitting there. And then he hears all the boom from the cannons that they're throwing at him, and he's like, what is all that ruckus, what's all that noise, blah blah blah. And then he opens his magic zipper, you know, and he sees that it's an army coming at him, and he's like, I'm bored, let me go kill them all. So indeed he does that. He turns himself into like an Armageddon fireball. Look out for Bruce Willis, and then boop, he drops himself like an evil game of bowling, you know. It was like yeah, he gets a strike. He's going for that turkey, man. But yeah, he just kills them all. So the Scotsman and his daughters, who by the way are also part of this episode, beautiful redheads, tall, buff, you know. And apparently he has like $100. This man, all he did his lifetime was... He decides to stay behind, let them get away, you know. So the Scotsman goes to Aku face to face, and he's talking garbage to him, you know, talking smack. He's like, blah, you know, you're not going anywhere, you're a piece of crap. He didn't exactly say that, but you know. And then Aku is just like, I'm not amused, bro. So Aku ends up turning him into ashes. He burns him with his like Superman vision, you know. I'm gonna call it that because why not? And Scotsman dead. But you know, Aku goes away thinking he kills him, but due to some Celtic magic from his sword, his ghost actually comes up. His daughters are very sad, but then he comes out and he's like, oh, I'm back. I'm a ghost, but I'm back, and we're gonna have to look for Jack so we can attack this mofo again. Commercial cut. Follow the episode. So let's take a moment real quick to see what the possibilities are right here. Now, the Scotsman's now a ghost entity, but I guess he's gonna go look for Jack. And we have a Jack who just doesn't give a frack anymore. So at some point we're gonna have Scotsman ghost and Jack interaction, which should be really, really good. So I am looking forward to that. So that's gonna be really good. Not gonna lie, I'm excited about that. Is it gonna happen next episode? Maybe not. But it's going to happen. So now let's cut back to Ashi. That's right, I finally remember her name because now I actually care about her. And I wouldn't mind if her and Samurai Jack end up together. That would be awesome. Even though he's like 90 and I think she's like 17 or 18. Never mind, I didn't say that. They are still on the island where the episode before left us, and you know, she's still having this like internal struggle whether or not to kill Jack. You know, he's sleeping, he's a stab away, you know, And the moon, in a very psychedelic fashion and Samurai Jack style, turns into her mother, that priestess that, popped the 7 babies, just like, and it's like, let's kill Jack. Well, her. The moon shows up right there, and she's like, oh, go kill the samurai. He's sleeping. He's an easy target. Just, And then she was like, no, I need some questions answered, bro, or ma. I heard that Aku is the bad guy here. Tell me the truth. So fast forward, she completely ignores the request to answer. I don't even know if this has actually happened or if it's just in her head. If her mom is actually communicating through the moon, it's probably just in her head. But anyways, fast forward a little. She gets up and she sees that Jack is gone, and I'm pretty sure she thinks she just got stowed away in that island. But no, Jack is actually making friends with his own little buddy, and he called himself a Gyarados. Not that Gyarados. This one. So he tells her to get on, she gets on, and they sail away on top of this beautiful, majestic dragon Gyarados looking mofo. So they go, it's a really cool scene, it's like 5 minutes of them going through the ocean, the dragon thing jumps up in the air, she's all like, whee, some really cool shots. So the animation in this episode gets definitely a 20 out of 20, that is, 100 out of 100. It was a really cool experience. I feel like if you were watching the episode in VR, you'll be like, shit. But very good stuff. I enjoyed it a lot. So good job for that. Animation, as this whole series so far has not disappointed in animation. Even though, fun fact, when the show first aired, all of the backgrounds were hand painted. Now they're digitally painted to support all the demand from international international televised episodes, as well as the episodes from here. So they don't have enough time to hand paint, so they have to do it with a program. So that's the fan fact of the day. Take it to the bank. They finally make it to an island, and as honorable as Jack is, he tells the dragon Gyarados thing, thank you, my friend, I will never forget you. I would have kept him as a pet. I don't know why they let me go, but whatever. But in any case, he says thank you, and he starts walking away, and he tells Ashi, you know what, goodbye, I'm out, and he starts walking away, and you think for a moment that maybe this is where they're gonna part ways, but she really wants to know the truth, so she follows Jack, and then fast forward a little, she finds him, he's in this campfire that he made, and she's like, I want to know the truth, are you the bad guy, or is Aku the bad guy? And then Jack is telling him, listen bitch, you are so far gone, even if I tell you, I already told you the truth, but you can't handle the truth. So even if I tell you, you won't believe me. You were too poisoned by Aku's goodness. Goodness. Word of the day. So Jack starts talking to her, and then she's like, oh yeah? Then who made the universe, huh? Who made it? So then Jack tells him like the most amazing world origin story that I have ever heard. Where it's like this little 2 kids called Sun and Moon ride on a phoenix in the infinity dark, because everything was dark at one point, and then they show arrows at the heavens, and then they created the stars and the planets and everything, and Sun and Moon, they obviously stayed the Sun and the Moon. So that was a really beautiful creation story that I enjoyed a lot. Very good writing right there, and also very good animation. I enjoyed the little sun and the little moon, going up, shooting, and then we got created. She still wants proof, she wants the truth, So Jack takes her to this forest that it's just destroyed by Aku's might, but there's one tree left, and Jack says Aku left this as proof that he can do whatever he wants, and he could destroy anything he wants, but he didn't want to destroy this one because Aku is a dick. That's the guy you're worshipping, a dick. After this, he takes her to the city of Aku, that dark place, and my man Jack gets dressed to the 9s and the 10s, he looks like a pimp. He dressed up like a pimp with his hat and everything, and he's got his hoe next to him. It's not really his hoe, but, it looked like that. But anyways. And then he shows her that how the city works and the truth about how evil Aku is. He lets bad guys live in his city, and he just lets them come in and destroy whole villages so that they can live in them. So she sees this, and then she's just like, crap. So she's slowly starting to realize that Aku is actually a demon. He's a bad guy, you know? And Jack is the constant good struggle to Aku's evil. So even though Jack is pretty much doesn't care anymore, because he tells her at one point, she's like, oh, we gotta do something, you know, and he's like, there's nothing we can do. So they start walking away, and they find this like village that has been decimated, and Jack tells her again, there's nothing we can do. I've been fighting Aku for too damn long. I've tried everything. There's no way to stop it. And then you see that this one survivor, this beast looking guy, you know, all blue and furry, and she goes to him, they go to him, like, oh, they took the children, he says, please help, blah blah blah. And of course Jack's gonna help. So they and he tells them that it's in the factory. Yeah, just like that, it's in the factory, go get him. So Jack and Ashi go to the factory, and then they find that there's like this pitching sound, this noise in the background, you know, and in the back where we're seeing like somebody like moving knobs and shit, as in somebody who's controlling the sounds. And Jack, there's a point that they get to this like dead end, and a gate opens, and we see that the children of that village have now turned into freaking little demons by whatever this sound is. And you know, they start attacking them, and then Jack manages to throw Ashi up, and she's like, find the source of the noise and kill it, you know, so maybe they will stop, because the noise is clearly what's making them crazy. Long story short, she makes it, you know, to the place, and then she goes one-on-one against this red guy with an armor. He at first manages to catch her, and in the meantime, Jack is getting destroyed by this little demon children, you know, scratch, bitten, you name it. Now, let's look at what's happening here real quick. Ashi is actually helping others. So, the influence of Jack in other people is still strong. He has managed to find the goodness in Ashi, and she wants to help, she wants to rescue the children, and she's finally starting to see some light. And I think this is very important, because she was raised with hate the whole time. She was raised to hate. She was bred to kill and to hate. But she's changing, and she's looking at what really is happening in this world. And I hope she doesn't die, because she's starting to become one of my favorite characters, and usually my favorite characters die in shows. So I hate her. Don't kill her, universe. As she manages to get herself out of this restraints that seriously look like it crushed her hands. But no, she gets out of the restraints with that red armor dude, and she punches the lights out of this bastard and blows him up. You know, and she manages to stop the noise. But when the noise stops, all the children just faint. And Jack loses it. He thinks they all died. And he can't take this. He's like one step away from the edge, and one little push, so this was that push. Jack screams, nah, you know, apparently he's Arnold, nah, but he is very upset of the fact that he couldn't save the children. So he gets another vision of that entity that's been behind the whole time, that samurai looking entity with the glowing eyes, and it says, you know what, Jack, it's time, let's go, fam. And Jack he doesn't even fight it anymore like he has been fighting in the previous 4 episodes. He's like, let's go. Was that death? Was that something else? We don't know. So as she comes back to the children, and then she realizes that they are not dead. Of course they're not dead. Jack thought they were dead, but they're not dead. You know, she holds one of them, he wakes up, and all of the kids are still alive. And then she looks around for Jack, and Jack is just gone. Cue the credits. So, definitely a really, really, really good cliffhanger. Because 1, we don't know what that entity is that is just took my man Jack. 2, as she completely had a turn and a change of hearts. As far as we can see, we don't know yet. 3, I don't know if you saw during the like an episode break in between, there was a little shot that saw Ashi stabbing an arrow in her mom. I mean, that wasn't in the episode, but it was in the commercial in between there that they do in Toonami, you know. And I think, hopefully it wasn't a dream that she's gonna have in the episode, blah blah blah, but she's definitely going to turn to the good side. So we have a very Padawan on Master scenario right here, you know. Jack is teaching her indirectly because he doesn't really care anymore, but just by being Jack, he is teaching this girl who was born just to kill, who was bred with evil, to be good and to find good in other people and save people. So that is the deepest part of the episode and the main object of this whole episode. Basically, also in a way, her redemption. So if we thought the episode before had some redemption, this episode definitely has redemption. She just saved a village of children. Granted, all her parents are probably dead, but that's not here nor there. She saved them with Jack's help. Pimp Jack. I also want to take a quick moment to show you guys that I actually did some research for this and found out that the IDW comic books that I've been telling you about, they're no longer canon. This actually said in an interview with the creators. And since that is no longer canon, I still want to show you guys that there is a picture in the comic book where we see old Jack talking to the Scotsman, who's alive. I mean, you see, in this comic book version, he's alive, you know. And then at the end, they charge towards Aku's castle, which is very similar to what they did in this episode. And he said they were going to do it again after they got Jack and they had more people. Well, in the comic book, basically, every single person that Jack has helped, and we're talking about the dogs, we're talking about the Atlantis people, we're talking about those elephant-looking guys, you know, who were like bounded and they were on fours, but they were actually always supposed to be standing straight. And if you look at the episode preview that we saw for next week, those guys in robes look a lot like those guys. These are the guys I'm talking about, so you guys understand, in case you didn't get it. But I think that they're going to try to do something similar, where Jack is going to gather all the forces of all the people he's trying to help, that he has helped and that he has tried to help, and including the Scotsman, but apparently he's going to be a ghost. I mean, maybe they're not going to do the comic book shot by shot, but it's just something that I wanted to share with you guys, because I think, even though they said that they're not going to follow the comic book, they might take some of the salt and pepper in it and add it to another plate. I haven't had breakfast, I'm sorry. But what do you guys think about this episode of Samurai Jack Season 5, Episode 5? Let me know in the comment section below, beautiful geeks. Thank you so much for watching, guys. As per usual, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and to subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. It helps me out. It helps the channel out. And I can bring you guys more awesome or awful videos, depending on what you think of me. In any case, guys, you guys have been awesome. Fantastic, as per usual. I love you all, guys. You guys are awesome. Do not forget to stay awesome. Samurai on, geek on, party on, whatever your on is, you know? Just carry on afterwards. Deep. I hope everybody has a good week. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And if I don't see you, you guys take care. Lewis out. Geek on, hombres and mujeres. I'm gonna go now.